It goes without saying, no-fault divorce gives all the power to women. It needs to go away. We have some very interesting news for you today. Texas GOP has added to its platform that they want to get rid of no-fault divorce, which means that the woman has to prove infidelity or abuse in order to get divorced. And Republicans all over the nation are pushing for this in other state legislatures. With this new law, a woman can no longer use their ex-husbands for undeserved ongoing financial gain. And as a result, they are angry and upset and feel their entitlement slipping away from them. Do they no longer want to get legally married? Not that this is a surprise, but it validates men's suspicion of what motivates a woman in any relationship. Their definition of a partner is purely financial. A no-fault divorce is a type of divorce where the applicant or applicants don't need to provide reasons to the law for filing for divorce. This means that anyone can file for divorce at any time and not give any reason for doing so, and the state does not legally need any reason from them to pursue the divorce case. Historically, men were the primary wage earners. Women desired these rich, resourceful men. Society has changed dramatically since then. Nowadays, women are earning money at high rates. In some cases, they are the breadwinners, out-earning their husbands. This is an issue for women desiring a partner who is wealthy and more successful than they are. Being the breadwinner also tends to lead to relationship dissatisfaction for married women who earn more than their husbands and achieve a higher status. I believe that if women have raised the bar and truly want a good partner, they should never expect a man to pay even $1 more towards all, and I do mean all, expenses. With that said, a man should also clean up after himself at all times in a household, and the woman should have to do half of all yard work, maintain her own vehicle at all times, pay for her own food, her own clothes, her own shoes, her own makeup and feminine products. This setup has to last no matter what the conditions are. No matter if the woman or man gets sick, no matter if she is pregnant or not, and when children do come into the picture, she must be willing and able to pay exactly half of all child care and cost at all times. Once everything is paid, the man gets to keep his leftover income and the woman gets to keep her leftover income. This is how a partnership works. Another reason why this is happening is because of the passport bros movement, men moving out of the country to seek freedom and wives in Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Thailand. And with that goes their money, and when that goes to other countries, the economy shifts. The funny thing is that only when no-fault divorce starts getting contested, do women start cautioning each other about the seriousness of what marriage was supposed to be. Sounds to me like they've just been using marriage as their means to legally rob a man of everything he worked so hard for. Oh wait, they were. These types will still try to find a way to loophole their way out of it though. Like maybe she'll go cheat on him or abuse him and use that as a means to let him divorce her, and she'll still legally rob him blind. A friend's dad, who is a retired medical professional with more than 30 years of experience with women, told me that feminism has rained utter destruction on women. Virtually every female was divorced, had multiple children from various men, was deep in financial debt, was typically severely overweight, and had a strong and entitled mindset. A husband is the head of the house and by design is there to protect his wife from herself. By the year 2030, 50% of the female population ages 24 to 45 will not have a relationship with a man. These same females become infuriated whenever I travel abroad to find suitable women with traditional qualities. They're falling off the proverbial cliff, following one another, and can't even see it coming. Then there are females saying to commingle your finances. I think that's just ridiculous. The only time I've ever had problems with my finances, overdraft fees, having to juggle bills, etc., is when I commingled funds within my relationships. When I stopped commingling funds with whomever I was with, I never had any financial problems. The reality is that feminist court systems have run the United States for 50+ years. Fortunately, in Florida, people just got rid of alimony and all the women are upset. no-fault divorce definitely needs to go away, because all a woman has to do is say she's not happy. Men are treated by the courts as if they entered a business agreement when married and are held to a high standard of financial responsibility. Women, however, could act like they have no responsibility to try to maintain the going concern of the marriage and are there just to take. Well, good, that's coming to an end. Repealing no-fault divorce puts the meaning back into the word marriage. The original concept and purpose of marriage were specifically established to protect women and children. After thousands of years of trial and error, in every successful, civilized society, the ideal proved to be one man and one woman bound to each other in monogamy and directly responsible for the children they produced. This proved the best possible way to ensure a stable society. This is why so many societies are now unstable, have below replacement fertility levels, and are awash in depression, crime, and uncivilized behavior. Imagine marrying even if they got completely rid of no-fault divorce. You could still be trapped as a man in a marriage where a woman cheats and you're not able to prove it and is reckless financially. Either way, you as a man will still lose, and we would be still feeding the court system trying to get out of the marriage yourself. A lot needs to change. The problem men have today is that we've been educated that men and women are equal. There was this sense and understanding that men are providers where they are the breadwinners for the family, as well as their protectors from other men or from the evils of society. And if you don't provide that role, you'd get kicked out of your community. Or if the man is an alcoholic or an abuser, he'd be divorced. So that's what divorce used to mean for men. But now, after the feminist no-fault divorce phenomenon, it has changed the game entirely. Now, the men of this generation and the next who have been brought up in the era of feminism and who are made to believe that men and women are equal, have to then also pay for child support, they have to pay for alimony, fight for their kids, while the society tells everyone that men and women are equal. That doesn't make sense if you think about it. There's nothing in such a situation. Why would a guy marry someone knowing that there's like a 70% chance he will end up no-fault divorced, and then everything he has worked hard for since the last 20 years is probably going to be taken away from him? Men are avoiding marriage because they know that no matter what happens between them and their wives, the justice system is most likely going to see them as the guilty ones and punish them for it. Men are avoiding marriage because they know they can instead spend more peaceful lives without women. They know that there's no point coming home to a woman because she's not even going to be there, and B, she's only going to complain and whine. The empowering responsibility to be providers no longer exists for men, and this was the biggest reason men used to get married in the first place. No matter where you are, and no matter what age group you belong to, always know that it's not necessary that once you're married happily, it's going to stay like that forever. Women need constant validation, which I personally believe is just a cop-out for not being content with who they are at certain points in their lives and not truly being in control of their own emotions. Guys need to understand that you can't place your wife on a pedestal because it will be the standard you establish for her and what she will take for granted for the rest of her life. Therefore, if anything even slightly changes, she'll think you're a horrible guy and go off with the other men for validation. They need to be with women who are self-assured and don't need constant validation all the time. Guys aren't robots or mind readers. And guys, when a woman like this enters your life, you know what to do. Don't be loose and allow her to cross your boundaries. Respect them and respect yourself. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.